Hello folks, welcome back. So in the last video we talked about emission and absorption of photons. So I gave you the case where you have a flux of incoming photons, and all these photons have the same direction, so they're coming in the same direction. They also have the same energy, so they have this energy h mu1 2, and this is equivalent to the energy difference between these two energy state E2 and E1. And we saw that there could be three things which could be happening. These incoming photons could get absorbed. So they can get absorbed and they can cause a transition of an electron from a lower energy state to a higher energy state. Now if you have electrons in the higher energy state, they can come back to this lower energy state, and they can in return give out that extra energy in the form of a photon. And we saw that this emission could be spontaneous, in which these photons could come out in all different directions, and they could have a distribution of energy. And we focused our attention on this simulated emission process, which means that if you strike this semiconductor with these incoming photons, which are all coming in the same direction and with the same energy, it simulates, or it induces another photon which comes out in the same direction as the first photon. So this is photon number 2, and it has the same direction as my photon number 1, and they also have the same energy, and we call this process as simulated emission. And we derive the condition for this. So for this simulated emission to flourish, or for it to dominate over absorption and spontaneous emission, the condition that we derive was the number of electrons in my higher energy state, which is my state E2, must be greater than the number of electrons I have in my lower energy state, that is N1. So N2 by N1 should be greater than 1. And this was an important condition, and it's also sometimes called as population inversion, because usually you have more number of electrons in your lower energy state, and you have less number of electrons in your higher energy state. But for simulated emission to occur, the condition that we derive was this N2 must be greater than N1. So in this video, I want to discuss how the hell is this possible, so how can we achieve this realistically in a semiconductor? How can we have, in what condition you have more number of electrons in your higher energy state as compared to your lower energy state? So now let me start. So this is pretty non-intuitive, and let me illustrate that by taking the case of a semiconductor in equilibrium. So let me consider the case where I have a semiconductor in equilibrium. So I'm not applying any external voltage to it, and I can draw these conduction and valence band, and I can denote my conduction band by E2, and I can denote my valence band as E1. And now I can also, since I'm in equilibrium, I have the freedom to draw my Fermi energy level. So let me draw this Fermi energy level in the middle over here using this dotted blue line. So this is my Fermi energy level. So now if I know my Fermi energy level, what I also know is my probability of occupation of these states, which is given by this Fermi-Dirac function, where my probability of occupation is given by this functional form, where my probability of occupation is equal to 0.5, where my energy is equal to my Fermi energy level, and it decreases and it approaches 0 if I move away and if I move above my Fermi energy level. And all my states below my Fermi energy level, so if I go below over here, these states are occupied, and their probability of occupation is very close to 1. So all these states below my Fermi energy level, they are occupied. So if I look at this probability distribution, what it's saying is that all my states which are in my valence band, they are all occupied with electrons. So I have a large pile of electrons over here. Let me draw this large pile of electrons over here, and if I go above my Fermi level, so if I go into my conduction band, I only have, so all these states have a very low probability of occupation, so I have very few electrons over here. So if I look at N2, which is the number of electrons here, divided by n1, which is the number of electrons over here, this is much less than 1. So now I'm saying, hey, Anish, this is the case where my Fermi energy level is in the middle, but what if I move my Fermi energy level? So let me do that. Let me select this. Let me go over here and select this. This Fermi level, and let's move it close to my conduction level. So now if I do that, if I do like this, if I move my Fermi level close to my conduction band, so the probability of occupation of my electrons in the conduction band, it increases. So maybe what's happening now is I have a few more electrons over here. So I have maybe a slightly larger pile of electrons over here. But if I look down over here, the probability of occupation of these states is now increased also, and it's these are always almost full. So it is still, this pile is much smaller than the number of electrons I have in my valence band. So this n2 by n1 is still less than 1. And again, you could consider the case where you move this. You can further move this Fermi level deep into your conduction band. So let me do that. Let me select this, and let's try to move this even further. So I can go to degenerate doping, and I can move my Fermi level into my conduction band. Again, this what I'm doing is, again, I'm increasing the number of electrons in this pile. So I'm increasing the number of electrons over here, but I have far larger probability of occupation still down in these states, and these states are all occupied with electrons. So this n2 by n1 will again still remain less than 1. So this doesn't seem we don't seem to be approaching this case where I have population inversion, or my number of electrons in my higher energy state is greater than the number of electron in my lower energy state, especially if I am in equilibrium. So now let's consider the case when I'm not in equilibrium. So let me consider the case when I'm not in equilibrium. So I'm not in equilibrium. So in this